Hey Posh family, this is Lauren with the Posh Baby sale, and I have lots of information to give to everybody, and I'm always trying to figure out the best way to get information to you guys. I feel like nobody likes to read my long emails, and I do write really long emails. I'm guilty of that. And if you have a Gmail account, the emails normally go to your junk mail or social or promos or whatever. So I am going to post this video pretty much everywhere I can, as well as send out the link to the video in an email, possibly also a text, so I can reach the most consigners. So the biggest question on everybody's mind is, are we having a sale? And the answer is yes. Hooray! I do have firm dates confirmed with the church that we normally have the sale at, Calvary Assembly of God, and our sale dates are March 10th through 12th. So that means we're going to move in on Sunday, March 5th, and we're going to move out on Sunday, March 12th. So that is the first big piece of news, is that we are having a sale. This sale will be for spring and summer clothing only. So no shorts, no long sleeves, no pants, unless they are clearly pants for Easter, like seersucker pants, linen, khaki pants, and no long sleeves, again, unless it's obviously something that can be worn for Easter, like a pastel colored plaid button down or something like that. So that would be an exception to the rule. Footy pajamas, that's not what they're called. Sleepers or sleep and plays, or whatever you want to call them, for babies. The ones where it covers their feet, it zips their buttons up. Those are usually made out of cotton, and they're long sleeved. Those are okay, as long as they are a summer weight and they don't reference anything to do with fall or winter, and they're not dark colors or anything like that. As far as coats and jackets go, raincoats are okay, windbreakers are okay, and for our juniors, I'm going to say hoodies are okay, because they seem to wear them year-round. But those are kind of just a couple of the specific things. And I really wasn't meaning to talk about that yet. So back to square one. Yes, we're having a sale. Number two, registration is open. So I will put the direct link to register in this email and also where I post this video. The website itself is down at the moment. I am trying desperately to fix it, and it's a little slow going, even more so slow going because I had elbow surgery last week. But I'm going to have that up and running again for you ASAP. In the meantime, I'm trying to create kind of a one-page cheat sheet with all the links that you need and a high-level overview of what we're doing. So be on the lookout for that. Number two. Number three, and going forward, the points I make are going to be specific changes that we're making to the sale. The first change that we are making is that I'm no longer going to allow transfers of inventory. If you have never transferred your inventory to or from another sale, then this doesn't pertain to you, and don't worry about it, okay? But I do have a few people who do like to transfer their inventories. And I've been wrestling with this for about a year and a half now. Ever since the software that we use had some updates made to it, it has caused just havoc on my reports, because the inventory that you're transferring back into Posh Baby, it'll show up as something completely different. So you might have a girl's 3T top for $2, and that's what the tag says, and then you transfer it over to my sale, and your tag is a 3T girl's top for $2, but it comes over into my system as a women's handbag or something. And I don't, that's not even a real category. I was just making that up, but it's an example of some of the problems that it causes. The second problem it causes is that when the items are transferred over to me, I had over 3,000 pieces of clothing where I did not know what the gender or size was. And it is impossible to try to plan the floor and make sure we have enough space and we're not touching things over and over and over again and wasting time if I don't have an accurate count of what to expect. And we did a little bit better the next sale, and then this past fall I still had over 1,000 pieces where I didn't know what they were, and I just can't do that mentally. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be negative, about other sales. I understand everybody wants to sell as much of their stuff as they can and get rid of it, and make as much money as they can. If I didn't understand that or realize that, I would never have agreed to the transfers to begin with. But at this point in time, maybe we'll revisit it later on in the future, but right now I'm saying no to transfers. Having said that, you can transfer whatever you want out of Posh Baby to another sale. So if you want to participate in another sale, that's totally fine. And you ask me to reopen my system, I'll be happy to do it. You can transfer to another sale. But remember, when you do a transfer, you have to transfer everything so that your inventory with Posh would remain empty. But if you wanted to transfer it back to Posh Baby, that's what I'm not going to allow, because that's where the problems arise. So if you wanted to transfer all your stuff back to Posh Baby, you're going to have to, you won't be able to, basically. So I'm sorry about that. I know that does impact a couple of you, but I just can't. I have to know what we have. We are, I would say, right on the verge of really outgrowing our space and really kind of moving towards from a smaller sale to more of a mid-size sale. I don't have another venue that we can use, that we can afford, that we can occupy for a week. So no, we're not going to change venues. Furthermore, the church has been extremely supportive of us, of the sale. They understand how good it is for the community, and I don't want to leave them. Believe it or not, we get a lot of drive-by traffic because Providence Road is such a busy road, and we're very fortunate from that perspective. So other than that, the crushed ice machine is broken forever, which was my favorite part. Other than that, and parking being tight, we've got a pretty sweet setup, and I'm not going to mess it up. And for those of you who consistently consign, hopefully you see that the money I'm putting back into the sale, buying new fixtures, going vertical, doing as much as I can to fit as much as I can. Okay. So sorry on the transfers. We are also going to do drop-offs like we did in the fall, if you participated in the fall. If you did not participate in the fall, what we did is everyone still made an appointment and came in with their inventory. And the clothing must be sized in gender and size order. The inspectors will inspect all of the non-clothing items, so toys, books, shoes, whatever. And you guys will put that out on the floor in the designated areas. And then we're not going to check the clothes while you're there. We're going to have you put your clothes in the appropriate size and gender, and you'll put your stack of hangers all together, and we'll try to keep them together that way for you. But then we will do one massive quality inspection for clothing after drop-offs are over, and I'll be able to remove the items that we're pulling from the floor out of the system for you. It didn't quite work out how I wanted to the first time we did it for a couple of reasons, but I'm confident that it's going to run much more smoothly this time. And I think that it was better overall for everyone. So we're going to continue to do drop-offs that way. Okay. Next thing I wanted to touch on is minimum pricing. If you watched the first video that I did, I talked about raising the minimum price for an item to $4. And the reason that I chose that number is because you really can't find anything in a thrift store for $4. You certainly can't find anything worth worth anything in kid sizes, it feels like, in thrift stores. So that did not seem that outrageous to me. However, it is too much for books. It's too much for feeding things. It's too much for a lot of things. So I backed down a little bit, and I'm going to say the minimum price is $3, not $4, $3. And that's going to be for hanging clothes. And we hang all our clothes. So basically it's for clothes, okay? And when I think about it, that $3 mark is, I think, fair. Because if something isn't worth $3, do I really want it at the sale and representing Posh Baby? Probably not. And if you need to get to that $3 mark, we always encourage you to make outfits and to do bundles anyways, right? Shoppers perceive the value in that, and they like that. Now, books still have to be discounted. All books must be discounted. If you do not discount your books, you can either come after we're closed on Saturday night and you can pull every single one of your books off the floor, or we're going to sell them at a discount on Sunday. We're going to override it and discount it. We don't have enough time or people to go through and pick them out for you. So just keep that in mind when you're pricing. But obviously $3 is too much for a book. So you can still price your books lower and some other things lower, but the clothing should be $3 or more. Okay. What else? If you've already tagged something and it's less than $3, hanging clothes, I'm not going to make you redo it and retag it. I can tell when you entered your item into the inventory system and when you printed the tag. So I will be spot checking to make sure that we are really doing that and going forward doing the $3 plus, okay? I'm also going to be spot checking inventory for accuracy. So I'm going to randomly pick consigners, look at what they have entered, and see, is it appropriate for this season? I really need my reports to be clean. And if you just take everything that's in your inactive inventory, hit the button to select all and move it all to active inventory, then that inflates the numbers. It inflates the numbers of the total number of items that I'm expecting. It also inflates numbers by size. And we're out of room. I need those reports to be accurate. So please don't do that. Or if you do that, and you hit the select all and move it all to your active inventory, then go back and take the time and click on each item that is not appropriate for a spring and summer sale, okay? And I'm going to be spot checking that and giving you a phone call or a text message if I see that there are things in the active inventory that shouldn't be, and ask you to move them over, okay? I will make sure that all of your sold items have already been deleted out of the system and that your estimated earnings and all of that have been zeroed out. So you're starting with a fresh slate, okay? Pickup is going to be different. In the past, we have been renting the church on Monday and allowing you guys to come in for a couple hours in the morning or a couple of hours in the evening for those that work or can't get out of the house during the day. And you come and you find your stuff. I always say the hanging stuff is still going to be on the racks, but I'm pretty sure, even though I've always said that, I can think of one time when it was actually still on the racks. All the other times we've managed to get it sorted to each consignor's number around the perimeter of the gym. It was still in the hangers, but it was sorted back to you. We are no longer going to do that. Sorting, pickup, and breakdown, it is the thorn of my existence when it comes to the sale. We never have enough help. I have been injured in some capacity, it seems like, for the past 2 years, and I will still be injured for this sale. At the elbow surgery last week, I can't lift more than my phone with my right hand. So that's going to be fun. We'll see how that goes, right? Because y'all know I'm a terrible, terrible patient, and I never listen to the doctors, but I have to this time. I have to. So we did this no sort for pickup for the holiday sale, And it wasn't bad. It went okay. And yes, there were fewer people and consigners, and yes, there was less in merchandise, but proportionally, it should still work out the same. So what this will look like is on Sunday night at 6 o'clock, you can come, bring your tubs to put your stuff in. The unsold item reports will already be posted, so you can bring that with you. But I'm just going to go ahead and print one for everybody anyway. So come in at 6, get your unsold item report from whoever is at the computers, and then you will go around the gym and pick up your unsold items. You know your stuff better than anybody else. If you know you have girls 3T items, I don't know why I keep focusing on girls 3Ts, but whatever. You should be able to go right to the rack and spy your things because you know what they look like, you know what you consigned. So it's a lot easier that way. We're also still going to try and keep your clothing together in one kind of bunch in each size. We're still going to try and do that. I'm not going to say that it's going to be perfect. You might end up having to look for a little bit, but it's not going to be bad. The rest of the things, so toys, books, gear, accessories, costumes, whatever, all of those things, those are not going to be sorted around the perimeter of the gym with your number anymore. But we're very organized. So if you know that you have those items listed on your unsold item report, you should very easily be able to see where those types of items are and then find yours, right? So once you're finished, you're still going to take off the hangers and pins, and you're going to neatly bundle the hangers. The children's metal hangers go in bundles of 25 with rubber bands. When you take your safety pins off, please make sure that you close the safety pins. And then the black hangers that have the metal hooks at the top will have separate bins for the shirt ones and the clip ones. Okay. Roxana has graciously taken over hanger duties. She's awesome at it, and I'm so grateful to her. And them's the rules. She makes the rules with the hangers, so that's what we got to do. Okay, so that is the difference in pickup. What that will allow me to do is to actually focus on closing down the sale properly, breaking down everything, getting it into the trucks, and we're always racing against the clock because storage closes at 9 p.m. and they will not make an exception. So if we're not taking the time to sort your unsold items, then we should have the time to actually break down everything and pack it the way that it's supposed to be. Additionally, when we are sorting your items back to you, the sale, we are paying people to sort those unsold items back to you. And I know it's nice to come in and just find your pile and take the hangers and pins off and be on your way and wait for your money. But those items that didn't sell didn't make any money. They didn't make any money for you. They also didn't make any money for the sale. So it's actually costing the sale money to sort those items back to you all. I would so much rather use that money for more marketing and advertising and networking and get more people in the door to shop, to buy all of your items so that you don't have as many to pick up and sort at the end. I just think that it's a much better use of funds, honestly. And so that is what we are going to do. Again, we're right in the middle where we're about to turn into a big sale. And as we do that and as we grow, we're going to evolve, we're going to change. I'm very active in the consignment sale owner industry. Last year, I spent a lot of time traveling because I wasn't able to work, and volunteering and working at other sale owners' sales up and down the East Coast to kind of get pointers, see how other people do things, and wrap my head around like, oh, I like this, but how can I make it work for our sale? Some things I really liked just won't work for us. But it was also neat because I could share ideas with their sales, and then sometimes they've implemented things that we've done, right? So that's kind of cool. What else? Talked about sales open, website's down, but you'll get the link for registration. Talked about transferring, talked about minimum pricing, talked about that we're not going to sort. Oh, and the other thing is that by you guys picking up your own stuff on Sunday, I can eliminate that rent that Monday. That saves an entire day of rental costs. So that's huge. Just like everyone else, my costs are skyrocketing, but the money's not, there's not more money coming in. So I've got to make these decisions, and I'm making them in the best interests of the sale, which is in the best interests of all of you. So please know that all of these decisions I've really struggled with, but I've got to make some hard decisions, and this was the time to do it, right? What else? I feel like I'm forgetting something else, but the other thing that's going to be a change is that everybody is going to be at a 60% payout. So right now, you guys hire me to sell your inventory, your merchandise of things that you no longer need, want, or love. And in exchange for me doing that, you pay me 30 to 40% of the sales price, depending on if you work during the sale or not, right? So typically, everybody starts at 60%, and you have to work 9 hours or the equivalent of 9 hours to get to the 70%. And I really have been monitoring this closely over the past 2 years, with the exception of just a handful of people. If I had paid you by the hour instead of you just getting that 10% increase in your sales, you would have made more money if I paid by you for the 9 hours that you worked. So for many reasons having to do with the Department of Labor laws, my accountant and attorney, we are moving to paid temporary seasonal staff. It's really hard when people are working shifts during the sale, especially when it's so busy, to have people tag in and out every 3 hours. And there are some sale duties that have to be taken care of and have to be done correctly. And it's so unfair for me to randomly pick somebody off of the list of people who are going to be there and assign them to do something, give them a quick crash course, and then expect them to do it, exactly as I would like them to. So what we're looking at is having a couple of floor managers per se, and then they will oversee their team in whatever area that is. These will be W-2 positions. I know people get funny about that and about their taxes, and it freaks people out, but I promise you the money that you make in that 1 week is not going to affect your tax bracket, okay? So like I said, I've done the math, and with the exception of just a few people, you'll actually make more money if you work the 9 hours doing this than you would working 9 hours and me just bumping up your percentage, okay? If you're interested in sale credit for working, that can be discussed as well. The shifts will be longer, so we're not dealing with the turnover every 3 hours. And I am sensitive to moms who want to work the sale and would like to help, but you are either working from home or you're at home with the kids until your partner gets home, or you're at work. So we'll still try to work with everybody. I know lots and lots and lots of sale owners who have moved to this model, and yes, it costs a little to a lot more money. And there's fewer workers, but the workers that are there are really invested in the sale and their tasks and responsibilities, and it's just worked out really well. So we are going to do that. If you have any questions or comments about this or anything else that I've said so far, please contact me privately, and I'll be happy to call you and talk through it, or email you, or whatever you want to do. So I think that was it. Paying people by the hour, sale dates, registrations open, no transfers, $3 minimum. Crud, I really feel like there was something else. I don't know. I'll think of it. So I am going to go ahead and give you the link so that you can go ahead and register. You guys do get priority for registration. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Okay. You all do have priority for registration, and then I will open registration up to our text club members before I open it up to the public. We pretty much fill almost all of our consignment spaces without any advertising and without me opening it to the public. So there are not that many opportunities for new people to kind of get their foot in the door because you guys just do so well at this. So what I'm going to do is when we hit a certain number of consigners or items, I am going to open up the opportunity to other people to do what's called restock. So what that would look like if someone wants to consign and they try to register and I tell them, I'm so sorry, we're full, this would still give them the opportunity to consign. What they would do is bring their prep their inventory just like everybody else, but they'll hold on to it until Friday of the sale. And Friday after we close, they would bring those items in. Now, I would limit the number of pieces of clothing because we'll still have tons and tons of clothing, but give me all the big stuff, all the toys, all of that stuff I want. And this will give more people the opportunity to sell. It will also replenish our sales floor and will be very exciting for shoppers because Saturday is typically our slowest day. And we often get asked, is this it or is there more coming? And we have to say, no, this is all for this sale. So being able to offer the restock spots to consigners and being able to tell our shoppers, hey, come back tomorrow because there's going to be new stuff on the floor, I think is really, really exciting and people will really like that. So that was the other thing that I was missing and forgot to tell you guys about. So I am going to take care of those things, get this out there to everybody, and then I am going to fix this website if it kills me. So, yeah. Oh, the other thing about moving to paid staff, a point that I wanted to make is if you've been with me the past few years, some of you have been with me from the beginning. Some of you have been with me from almost the beginning. And remember when I only had 2 kids, not 3, or that I was, pregnant, 7 months pregnant during a sale. And a lot of you know that I have had some pretty significant health issues over the past 2 years that are not resolved, I guess we'll say. I really don't know what the plan is. I don't know what we're going to do in terms of my treatment and things like that. And I worry that I'm not going to be able to do a sale. And I don't want that to happen. Yes, I'm the person who organizes it, but I've really tried really hard to cultivate this into a community atmosphere. It's a community sale, a community culture. And I would hate to see the sale end or even pause because of my health. So by having these temporary seasonal employees who know what to do and how to do it, I really should be able to be in the hospital if I need to and still have the sale run. So I just wanted to explain a little bit more about that part as well. I'm really excited to see everybody. If you see me lifting anything heavier than my phone, please yell at me and knock it out of my hand because that is the weight limit for my right arm right now. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. It's Monday? My neighbor was putting her trash can down. That really confused me. So it's Monday night. So I'm going to put the link up. You guys can start registering. I'll post this. I'm going to blast it out on email and Instagram. And do we have TikTok? Yeah, we have TikTok. And just be thinking about, if you're someone who usually works the sale, be thinking about if that's something you're interested in. Because if it is, I'm going to put a post that we're hiring, but if it's something that you're interested in, then please let me know so I can figure out what your schedule could possibly look like and where we can best utilize you and make sure that you get the training that you need to perform the duties of the job. Okay. That's about it. Again, any questions or concerns, and I'm sure there will be, please don't comment below this video. Please contact me offline. And then if it's something significant enough, or if it's a point that several people are making, then I'll, address it publicly. Okay. Everybody have a good night. I'm going to go so that I can do the things I said I was going to do, and you guys can get to tagging. So I will talk soon. Take care.